It's good stuff right there. What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome to Wickin It and Kickin It. Man. Happy Memorial Day. Shout out to all those who sacrificed for our privilege today. And I know that's a kind of a snarky way to say it, but I think it's true. Because on a global scale, we're definitely very, very privileged. And a lot of people sacrifice their lives so we can live stream on a Monday night and hang out. And be able to make the adult decisions to switch from smoking to vaping. We have that opportunity today because, I don't know, because people fought for what America is today. And I know it has its problems. No country is without. But in the greater scheme of things, I think we're pretty damn well off to have been born in this country or have made it to this country if you weren't born here. So shots and prayers to all those folks and anybody who lost anybody in any conflicts or, while serving. We truly appreciate you. Hope everybody had a good holiday weekend. You're enjoying your Memorial Day. Maybe you went to a barbecue. Maybe you didn't have a barbecue to go to, and that's why you are here with me tonight. That's all right. I'm happy to share this time with you guys. You guys know what it is. This is what makes the week start off on a positive note. I appreciate you guys always being here, supporting me. I know a little bit of a slow start today. We might have a little bit of a smaller outcome tonight. You never know. Sometimes people stroll in late, but it's possible because it is a holiday that less people are not here tonight. That's cool. I am up to my neck in JMW orders right now, guys, but I could not cancel a stream. I needed a break. I appreciate all the love and the support for JMW as well. You guys keep me fed. Yeah. No new camera yet. I know I said by the end of the month, but I just didn't have time. I'm still trying to finish up Wonder Flavor's beta testing, and I got about 14 more orders in the queue to finish. But right now we are enjoying the billet box, Full Trove 1.1, with some of my over 9,000 is what I officially decided to name it. It's the coconut lemon pound cake. Coffee cheers. I thought I spilled some on me there for a second. Hopefully you're all enjoying something tasty tonight. Feel free to let me know what that is. You can send that in to Discord DM or Facebook Messenger. I already snagged some from some of you. I'm pretty sure I usually grab one from Silk Pump. I think I grabbed one from Unknown. Gunny's not here, but I snagged something from him. A couple other people I already grabbed. Things that I saw floating around there. What's up, Patrick? I'm going to see who's all here in a second. I do want to say that Memorial Day weekend is also a special time for me. While my official clean date is 5/27/19, we're celebrating today. Ain't nothing going to happen in the 2 days between now and then. I can guarantee you that. 7 years clean and sober. We'll be hitting that on Wednesday. And But the significance of Memorial Day itself is Memorial Day, Monday, Memorial Day 2019 was the very last time I picked up a drug. And Tuesday, the very next day, was the day that I checked into inpatient for the final time. I want to talk about recovery a little bit tonight, but I don't want to drag on the last couple of years. If you go back to last year, the 6-year anniversary, and then the year before that of my 5-year anniversary, it's already logged on YouTube. You can hear my whole story. The 5th-year anniversary is the first time I ever told my recovery story while incorporating vaping into my journey, because the vaping community was a major aspect of me staying sober. I go into a little more in depth last year about the vaping community and some of the troubles that I've had and struggles that I've had along the way, and long-term recovery I talked about last year. I just want to touch on it briefly tonight. I don't want to drag on and tell my whole story. Like, there's a lot of people in this community who are recovering addicts and alcoholics. Everybody had their own journey. A lot of you guys know what it's like to be addicted or to be an alcoholic, or whatever the case may be. All you need to know is that I was desperate. I was deceiving. I was manipulative. I lied. I was willing to do anything to go get another bag. I spent years addicted to opiates, years addicted to cocaine, Adderall, abusing Adderall, a brief amount of time using heroin, which led me to start actually IV shooting cocaine, which eventually would be what finally brought me to my knees in the end, because I was absolutely destroying myself. But basically my point is that if a guy like me, a desperate ass addict like me, can make it out alive and stay 7 years sober, anybody can get out. And it all starts with that first 10 minutes, man. I'm telling you, it starts with just that first 10 minutes and a decision, a serious decision to want to change your life and to do something different. If I can do it, anybody can do it. That 10 minutes turns into 24 hours, multiple 24 hours turns into weeks, months, days. You really only got to think about it 10 minutes at a time, one day at a time. It all stacks up, because the idea of reaching 7 years sober 7 years ago, it was too big for me, man. But I want to say, without all of you guys here, I wouldn't have made it. I might not have made it past 3 or 4. So let's see who is in the house tonight. Who is celebrating with me? Let's freaking go. Gaming Vapor is the first one in the hizzy, because he's a little early. But hey, everyone, happy Monday indeed. The Unknown Goat is here. Blue Diamond says hi, hi, hi. Respect, gratitude, and love for our soldiers on this holiday. Yes. I almost didn't think I was going to be able to use my thumbnail. I had AI create me this cool Wickin It and Kickin It Memorial Day thumbnail. And StreamYard was like, oh, it can't be over 2 megabytes. So I had to like exit out, start over, and I had to plug the thumbnail into YouTube Studio. Weird. I had to keep reloading, or I never know the episode is running and Steve has already done the meet and greet. Oh, that's interesting. Paul Cole, happy Memorial Day, everyone. Happy Memorial Day, dude. Keeping it cloudy indeed. Jesse Town, what's up, dude? Says, hey, folk. Steve and Wiki rule. Thank you, man. You guys rule. My flat feet kept me from joining the military back in the day. Yeah, I was just, it was nothing I was ever interested in, personally. I was a very selfish human being from, let's say, like my late teens until my early 30s. No, mid-30s. Let's see. Absolutely. Cheers and toast on the day of dedication to our soldiers, said Blue Diamond. Because of them, we have such freedoms. God bless. Yes, 100% facts. If someone had lost a loved one or wishes for a special shots and prayers out to your service member, give us a shout out. Yes, 100%. I'm more than happy to blow some clouds, shots and prayers for anybody you want to shout out. You guys feel free to do the same on your own. Yo, so pumped. We love you. And Dan, shout out to Steve-O. And Dan, thank you, Blue Diamond. Patrick says, sup, van, chicken fried with ranch, Dijon, and Frank's Red Hot mixed together for dipping. Yum, dude. Chicken fried with ranch. That's what's, yo, you're making me hungry. Mark Hughes! Mark Hughes is here, and he is not the correct color. We gotta catch him while he's here. Everybody should be blue if they've been here at least 3 times. So the wrenching, they're shields now, but we still call it the wrenching. Says yo, JMW liquids are my favorite liquids besides Pistachio Delight and Sacred Seal. There you go, man. Yeah, I never got to try Pistachio Delight. Sacred Seal, personally, I didn't care for. And unfortunately, that's the only Timmy's liquid. Now, there is the caveat that the bottle of Sacred Seal that I got was only about maybe a third of a bottle left that Mao had sent me to try, and it was 6 milligrams. And the fact that it was 6 milligrams is possibly what put me off of it. I tried my best to taste it and be objective, as objective as possible, but the 6 milligrams definitely put me off. Congrats, thank you. 3 cheers for 7 years. Hip hip hooray! Thank you, Patrick. And I really only celebrate to show people, other people, that like it's possible, like recovery is possible, like, and it in the what's the word I'm thinking of? Like thinking of it as like from the perspective of harm reduction, any amount of time that you accumulate, even if you slip up or relapse or anything like that, you don't lose that time as long as you take that slip up and what you've learned while, you know, you weren't using, and you take that and you apply that to continue trying to make positive changes. I always try to encourage people, if they slip up or relapse, not to beat themselves up over it, just to get right back on the horse and keep plugging along, man. And then even in the beginning, like any amount of like harm reduction, I believe in, or any amount of like if you work out some type of like thing with like a doctor where you're like weaning yourself off of something, like, you know, it's all positive, making positive changes. For trying to force abstinence, full-blown abstinence on somebody right off the bat, it's a tall task. It's tough to ask, and it's overwhelming. Just past 14 years clean from the pills and powders, says Paul Cole. That's what's up, dude. Proud of you, man. Sobriety isn't easy. It certainly isn't. Thank you, guys. Neil Pitt says hello, everyone. Yes, we do. We see and we understand. Yeah. We hear. Yeah, we hear, we see, and we understand. For me, it was cocaine, Oxy 30s, and Xanax. Yeah. Been there, bro. The only thing I never really messed with Xanax or anything like that. Oh my God, I feel like all my recovery has been 5 minutes, 10 minutes at a time, exactly like that. Yeah, 100%. 10 minutes at a time. Yeah, exactly, dude. Mark Hughes says 100%. I actually have a 10-minute like chip. And I still can't find it. I know I got it somewhere, but I've been wanting to find it so I can give it to Patrick. Way to go, Stevie. Thank you, Arnie. Great to see you, Arnie, brother. Most of us were the exact same way, and I know my own kids don't become relatable till they are finally in their early to mid 30s. Yeah. Oh, fries, fries. Let's see. Enjoying some iced coffee, says Gaming Vapor. Donut drip hacks. Tonight is pretty damn good. Oh yeah, let's go. Today at my family cookout, today we had burgers, dogs, pulled pork, baked beans, potato salad, and watermelon. I wonder, did I snag that picture? I meant to. If I didn't, I'm gonna snag it now. Save image. 525 dash. Gosh, I can't remember if it was 7 or 8. 7, I think. Save. Let me check real quick. Paul Cole shared this freaking rad picture of a burger, and I wanted to save it. No, I already did a 7. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Downloads. We're gonna rename that 8 and move it into the folder. No, don't do that. Here. Stop being a jerk. All right, I don't know what's going on. I tried to highlight it instead of drag it. There we go. There we go. We're back in action. Congrats on the set. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Honestly, when I order Sacred Seal, I like to do it in a 0 and then add nic. To me, it makes it taste better than already having the nicotine in it. Listen, this is a hack that if you don't already, listen, if you don't have access to your own nicotine, that's perfectly understandable. If you need to know where to get it, hit me up and I can hit you up with a link and a coupon code of a very reliable, clean source for our additive, if you will. I order everything that is offered in a 0 milligram in a 0 milligram because then it could sit there for a year, 2 years, and not start to oxidize until I'm ready to put nicotine in it. When I'm ready to enjoy it, that's when I add nicotine, and that's when the shelf life starts. Because the shelf life of everything else is much longer, but the shelf life of nicotine itself it's approximately 2 years. Now, obviously, it can last like 3 years, 4 years if you keep things in a nice, cool, dark place. But until you crack that bottle and add nic to it, that time doesn't start until then. So I always get everything in a 0. My friend tried his test results, a strawberry frosted grant. Yeah, I really want to try them all. I really do. What's up, Dub? It's just it's tough because I try to support my friends. You know, Timmy is a friend. I have so many liquids. We have our own menu. I have liquids that I make that are non-menu items that I enjoy myself. I'm always playing around with stuff, making things that are new, things that you might never even see or that never get shared. When the FDH doc comes around, I usually can't help myself but pick up some bottles. I have some of my absolute favorite liquids are from Tim and Cassie. I try to stay stocked on it, some of Cassie's white chocolate cheesecakes and her cream cheese danishes. I just got 2 bottles of Huckleberry cream cheese Danish last night and another raspberry white chocolate. Which reminds me, they're having a special. I don't know if they're going to be here tonight or not. They've been really busy, and Cassie's still recovering from her time in the hospital. He's doing quite well, though. They have a lot of short fills. Some of them are in limited numbers. Some of the recipes are in limited numbers, but if you hit up Cassie, I'm sure she'd be happy to give you the list of what they have. But they have some short fills that are overstock that are being sold at a discounted rate. So hit her up if you're interested in seeing what that inventory is. It's posted in CBL if you're a member there. Congratulations, Steve. What's the dub? I'm also a recovering addict, see? And it's a struggle sometimes, but all we can do is take it day by day. You're the man. Thank you, man. You're the man. You're the man. That's what I mean. There's so much crossover with the recovery community and the vaping community. So many people that I have met in this vaping community in the last, and they coincide for me because I started vaping 2 months after I got out of that final rehab stay. I quit smoking while living and fully transitioned to vaping while living in a halfway house and stuck with it ever since. So they've been parallel journeys for me. I hope everyone out there is having a good Memorial Day. Thank you, Doug. Took me 4 times and some jail time before I got sober. Yeah, man, that's true. Yeah, I had to be forced with I had to be forced into a corner with legal troubles. That's for sure. And the possibility of losing my son, that was on the table as well. I did not want to lose my son, so I turned my freaking ass around, my life around, and got my ass in gear. Delta Squonk, Bonza Pro, Twinkie Milkshake, let's go. Strawberry Twinkie Milkshake, says Neil. Flipside, Recoil Single Coil, Banana Coconut Custard Cake, sounds fucking awesome. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything for that recipe. I gotta take a look at it again. Sounds so good, Neil. Odin 100, Druga RTA. Druga RTA is an underrated little banger, dude. Crunchberry Milkshake V3 because I added the medicine flower. Let's go! Hell yeah, dude. Alco said 4 tries. Yeah, I get it. I got what you were saying. Magic says I still smoke Mary Jane. Some people do, man. And will occasionally have a drink, but have been 3 years without my drug of choice, minus 1 slip up. I don't meffing up my life for good. Yeah. And I mean, listen, man, that's major what's the word I'm looking for? Improvement. That's a positive change. And I've witnessed Patrick make some serious positive changes, and he struggled, but he's reached out. Like, that's what they teach you to do, is like when you're having a hard time, reach out and talk to somebody, ask for help. And then I could tell you, man, it's not always comfortable asking for help, but he's done it. He's done it. I remember that first time admitting that I needed help, man. I didn't want to fucking do it. I did not want to do it. I was like, because there's got to be a way where I can do this on my own without admitting to my faults, admitting to all the lies and the double life that I was leading, having to blow up like all my business with like my family and all these other people in my life, like, because I wanted to keep it a secret. That was the real thing, because I was ashamed. And also some people I had screwed over in one way or another, and they may not have even realized it, especially people that like I stole from. Good evening, Cheryl. Dion, what's up, dude? Steve-O, I bet a watermelon lime liquid would be good. I am 100% want to make a watermelon lime, but I want to make a watermelon lime sorbet. And there's going to be, now there's a flavor out that could help me do that, the lemon sorbet from Wonder Flavors. But there's a new flavor that I'm hoping makes it to the market that's going to be even better for me achieving that. You guys kind of remember, I made that, like that, the strawberry lychee sorbet. with the sweet lychee lemonade and the lemon sorbet. It had like frozen yogurt and a couple different strawberries in it. Something kind of similar, but watermelon lime sorbet. Um, I used to love Juice Head's watermelon lime. I haven't had it in a long time. It would probably be too sweet for me these days. But I always wanted to make myself my own watermelon lime. Something that was a little less, because the watermelon lime was delicious, but it had like a touch too much of something that after a while made it so it wasn't like a full on all day vape, you know? Something that like wore down my palate over time. I wanted to make one that was a little softer, a little less sweet. Um, you know what I mean? A little less in your face. Ooh, chocolate cheesecake, yeah. Hi, Vapus. What's up, Funky Monk? Good on juice for a while. 5 liters mixed and steeping, says Gaming Vapor. In the closet, bought a load of one shots. Let's go, dude. Neil says, transfer my 100 milligram to 60 milliliter amber bottles. Yeah. And fill them to the top so no air in them and keep them in the freezer. A 60 ml bottle lasts me a while when I crack into one. Yeah. I take gallons, break them down into liters, and then have other sizes too. And then when I crack a liter, I'll break that down and I'll like pour half of it into a 500 mil, the other half into several 60s. I don't have to break it down into as small increments lately because I've been going through it so much faster these days. But yeah, breaking it down that way to limit the amount of oxygen exposure each bottle experiences is definitely the way to do it. Vaping helped me kick some bad unhealthy habits, says Funky Monk. That's what's up, dude. See? Yeah, and that's the thing. It's one of the reasons why, one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about vaping. It didn't just save my life because it kept me from smoking cigarettes. It introduced me to a community of support, and just the idea of flavors. I was in a moment in time in my life where I was forgiving myself for some of my past treachery, and I was trying to move on from negativity. And there was a lot of like traumatic memories and stuff like that. And as I was recovering, I was trying new flavors in vaping. And every time I tried a new flavor, I would associate that with a new positive memory. So like I can remember the very first time I ever tried, say, Bad Drips Don't Care Bear. You know what I mean? The very first time ever I filled up a tank and I walked to the bus stop, and me and some of the guys from the halfway house were just joking around, shooting the shit, having a good old time. The first time I took a puff off of that flavor and was like, ooh, this is good. And then I associated that flavor with getting up every morning and going to group and doing the positive things I needed to do to continue changing my life. And every new flavor that I tried, I associated a new positive memory with it. And that really helped me keep my triggers under control, especially in early recovery. FYK Customs Lipo, says Gaming Vapor. Voltro 41 millimeter. RTA Ice Coffee Drip Donut. Ice Coffee Donut Drip Hacks. There we go. Geek Vape Dual 21700 Blaze Max RTA with Cherry Dew Burst. Oh yeah. I'm done messing around. Yeah, I understood what you were saying, Patrick. Done messing around. Hiding away to keep a dirty secret. Yeah, exactly. Oh, now that sounds delish. A sorbet, nami, yeah. With you mixing it, I know it will be good. Thank you, man. Happy super bad anxiety when I get sober. Oh, had super bad anxiety when I got sober, so my doctor had to put me on something for it, and it works. I haven't touched booze now since December 15th of last year. Yeah, see, there's another method. They call it the Sinclair method for getting sober from alcohol, where there's like a medicine that you take, and you're actually supposed to continue drinking while you take it, but it's supposed to like retrain your brain to where you no longer associate the dopamine reward effects with alcohol anymore. That's about all. I don't know like the specifics of it, but I've heard about it, and I know like that's something out there that has helped some people. I think the drug is called naltrexone, something like that. But yeah, I mean, listen, I initially got sober in AA and HA, Heroin Anonymous, and I'm not gonna like vouch for AA or badmouth AA either way. Like if it's what helps you, then go for it and find your help there. I got help there. It's what I needed at the time. And then me personally, I grew out of that fellowship and I needed something more. Without working like extensive like CBT therapy with my therapist, and a bunch of like different like group therapy sessions and classes that I took, and having a case manager that I checked in with, and my supportive living program, and several other resources that I took advantage of. It all kind of combined together for me. And then I started to become resentful with some of the people in some of the local groups around here and the meetings that I went to. And that's where I really started to embrace the vaping community. And it was really the vaping community the whole time that gave me more support than anywhere else. As far as like community, having a community and people to reach out to and just talk with and hang out with. What's good, my brother? Hope you're well. Hey, Dead Node Vapes. What's up, dude? Welcome to Wickin It Kickin It. A little bit different tonight. We're talking a little bit of recovery, but we're gonna get into a couple things in a bit. I really only have a couple things to wick up, but let's see. They now have a shot. I had a friend in sober living. It makes you violently ill if you drink on it. Okay, is that what it does? Yeah, maybe I misunderstood, but it's supposed to retrain your brain to no longer associate drinking with that dopamine reward. You know what I mean? I've been taking Seroquel for about 10 years. It's the only thing that helps me sleep. Yeah. And I mean, I originally was on Suboxone and then the Sublocade shot for opiates. It took me years to wean off of that. That, you know, it was a whole team. It was things that I had worked out with my doctor. I had a therapist. I had, you know, initially worked a 12-step program, but then I found a community, and I feel like it really was all about just continuing to make positive changes and be willing to do something different. You know what I mean? Willing to take suggestions from people. There's a, like I said, I don't want to like completely badmouth like 12-step programs. It's kind of like a take what you need and leave the rest type of scenario for me, because I find there's a lot of like dogma and ideology embedded with that I don't believe in. But it would be disingenuous for me to say that program didn't help, you know. So and I just, in case anybody out there is struggling, I want to encourage people to give literally anything a try that you haven't tried to do on your own. Be willing to give something new a try. It's all about willingness. Your willingness to get up every day and work towards a positive future. my move back to the States, and that was such an environmental shift. I was holding to a dream that didn't pan out, but those two massive alterations actually got me off booze, transition to vaping. Hell yeah, Blue Diamond. Gamey Vapor says, where I live, or in a rural area, there's no AA meetings or anything. I had to do it on myself. When my dad passed away, I was drunk for 2 years, lost everything. I had hit rock bottom. Yeah. Sometimes it's just a matter of something inside of you awakening and just making a conscious decision. I've heard all different types of stories from people. Went to AA and NA meetings, said Paul Cole. After about 3 years of doing that, I didn't feel the urge at all anymore, so I stopped going to the meetings. And I've been fine ever since. Yeah, I went back for a long time to continue helping people. You know what I mean? That was my major thing. I do believe that whether you're actually taking, like, sponsoring somebody officially, taking them through the 12 steps, or you're just there to support people, because I was also involved in like a recovery peer program. At one point I was trying to get certified to be a recovery peer advocate. I still could, but I decided that it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do for a career. Helping somebody in some way, you know, passing along support to somebody else and continuing to do that, I feel is important. And that was part of one of the reasons why this show started. And we don't always talk about recovery. We oftentimes talk about like the importance of like mental health and stuff like that. Making sure you're checking up on people, asking people how they're doing, reaching out to people, let someone know that you love them today. Answering a phone call, you know, if somebody else calls you, reaching out for help, things of that nature. And sometimes it could be the smallest little thing that can change someone's life. Blue Diamond says, and to focus on my now 120-pound weight loss, vaping became my catch-all for all that energy and creative passions. That's awesome. Over a year clean for my other addictions, worse than meth, self-harm. That's right, Patrick. Yeah, and that self-harm is a major one. It's a major one. You see a lot of people struggle with that these days. I took it very serious. I did the 12 steps and made amends with everyone. I did all that as well. I did all that as well. How much Serical? Oh, let's see. Gaining vapors, taking some things at night to help him sleep. Doctor put me on them. It seemed to be working. Yeah. And I will say that was one of the things that I disagreed with. Like, and it's not like an AA or NA specific thing. I think it's like an old timer thing with some of the people that are there. I have heard people in some of those meetings tell people that were struggling, like, not to listen to their doctor. And those are the types of things that I've witnessed that I totally disagree with. You should always consult your doctor. Don't just listen to some random other alcoholic, whether they've helped you in other areas or not. I always fully believe it's dangerous. I've heard people be told to stop taking their depression medication before, like in meetings, and I would tell you what, that was a meeting that like I decided I no longer wanted to go to, you know? And it's not so much the program, it's some of the people. Well done. Don't ever go back. Yeah. That's the kind of how it works. You have to fight for what you're trying to get as an addict, and you have to fight to get off of that shit. Yeah, you really do. Neil says, I don't believe in religion. It was used against me when I was a kid. I hear a lot of that. And scare me. And when I was 13, told the church, I don't believe in anything you say. It's just fairy tales you preach. Yeah, and you know what? You're 100% allowed to feel that way. 100%. Hey, Kim C. Great to see you, Kim. Gaming Vapor lost his job 3 times. Was a linsman, but I'm glad I got away from that. Life, money, and booze took over my life. Yeah, gambling was not so much. It was like more like fantasy football. I became addicted to, but it started to go down the road of like gambling and going to the bookies and hold on, I gotta plug this in. Okay, boom. Got it. I was intentionally running my battery down. It was starting to go down that road. Yeah, that became so actually when I got sober, I also quit fantasy football because I realized it was something that I obsessed over in my mind and it made me crazy. I actually gave away dynasty teams that I had been building over the course of several years that were all playoff and championship contenders. I was even owed money at the last of my final season, and I gave them away. I had to walk away from that too. Anything that like I obsess over can become an addiction, and I'll be honest, the vaping, the vape gear, the Squonk collection, that is a way for my addict brain to manifest in other areas, but it's a healthier addiction. It's fun. I enjoy it. It's a hobby, you know. But I definitely can obsess over like, oh, that new mod. Like I can sit here and my mind will spin and spin and spin and bug me until I either decide to finally go buy it or finally convince myself not to. Hey, Cloud Chucker. Started. You guys are talking about medicine. Okay. Yeah, if you don't lay down with an amp hour, let's see, still medicine. I've been on my anxiety meds and depression meds for years, but I believe in it because I was always on edge and would drink. But like this, I don't. In bed by 10:30, up 7 every day, bright and sober. Hell yeah, dude. I've seen a lot of people, they get better with medicine that they've been taking. Like maybe they've tried a few things with their doctor. They finally find something that works with them or works for them. And they take it for a while and they start to feel better. And then because they start to feel better, they decide to stop taking it and then backslide like immensely. I've seen people make that mistake several times. And I've also seen people have to take something for only a short period of time and then be able to stop taking it. It's all a case by case basis, all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's tricky because I don't want to get talking about that stuff too much because I'm definitely not a doctor or a therapist or a psychologist or any of those things. I'm just a guy who's experienced a lot. Had my own experience through recovery and mental health and talked with a lot of people that have had their experiences as well. Looking at the Twisted Timmy Squonk, I'm debating on getting it. Has anyone tried it? Oh, it's the Voorhees mods one. I mean, it's a pretty banging 21700 Squonk as far as I know. Pretty basic, but most Squonk boxes are pretty basic. I bet you it freaking cranks because it's 21700. I'm about to have free cable for life. If you know, you know. Hell yeah, dude, that's what's up. Every time I gave up my meds, relapse every time. So I just listen to my doc and take my meds. Yeah. Yeah, listen to your doctor. Cheers to that. And if you don't have a primary care doctor, I do feel confident in saying, consider getting one. So I'm going to take a look at some of these desk checks and hand checks that I stole. Nobody sent any extra in that I saw, and that's all fine and dandy. You guys don't have to. Oh my gosh. I really want one of these freaking Eternity mods. He's posting a couple a week, and in order to get them, you have to be like the first one to X1 on the post. But good lord, he posted an all black Delrin one, and nobody had X1 on it yet. But I don't want a black one. I want a wooden one. But I went to go open to check messages, and I saw that picture there. So let's take a look at some of these pictures. Just some fun little hand checks and desk checks that I found throughout the week. I just got to open the folder first. And all right. Every time, let's see. Oh, here's one. Here's one. Let's see. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. We'll add Cheryl's. Save image as 525-9. Save. Perfect. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Easy peasy. Let's see. I got it. Thank you. Share screen. Window. All right. One of these might be an overlap. I also, oh shit, I forgot. Dalton sent one at the end last week, and I forgot it until just now, but I never grabbed it. Let's make this a little smaller. More of a square. I like that. I like the way that looks a little better. This is Silk Pump, I believe. He's usually the first one to share something throughout the week or over the weekend that I see, and I'm like, yeah, I need to snag that one. And you know, he's always rocking those R3s. I really want. I have 4 R3s already. I still want a black and red one. I have one of these ones here, and I was thinking of trying to paint my logo red because it's on a red purge mech, and that would look sick. Some of that strawberry frosted cereal from Advocate for Liberty, and still rocking some cookie cane. Hell yeah, dude. I haven't tried this one yet, but I will eventually get to it. Love the R3. Hands down, one of the greatest all-around RDAs. And I mean, all around, I mean, I usually try to categorize things in 24, 25 millimeter category. And then I put 22 millimeter RDAs in a separate category, 28 and 30s in another. But in the 24 and 25, that R3 stands tall above the rest. It's single coil, dual coil, just does everything so great. Dirtle rocking an R3. That actually might be an OG. I can't remember. On his Titan, and I made him some of our straw gummy lemonade. He asked for a little bit of extra one shot, so I boosted up the percentage for him. He also likes his with a lot of coolant, WS23, so that's probably why he wanted me to boost it up. But yeah, he's always dropping hand checks in the JMW Discord, so I like to snag him because he isn't always able to make the live stream. So Joe dropped this in the yo-yo, and this is a very, very old, well-steeped bottle of Over the Moon. Not only can I tell from the old labels and the old bottles, which we will never use dropper bottles ever again. After years of doing business with them, I just can't trust their tops on their bottles anymore. But this is what the old BMW look used to be, handwritten. I still do some handwritten labels from time to time for certain things if I don't have a label design for it. But he's got the Oxva. I'm not sure, is that the Slim? One of the Slim series? But look at how dark that Over the Moon is. Funny story about Over the Moon. Back in the day, when Over the Moon was a little bit of a newer profile, or as sometimes he would get new customers in the group, they would order Over the Moon and they would let it sit and it steeped, and they would make posts or reach out in Messenger asking if it was normal for it to steep so dark. Yes, Over the Moon steeps out that dark. The higher the nicotine strength, the darker it would get. And people would make posts in the group asking if it was okay to vape. They would immediately get flooded with comments like, well, if you're not going to vape it, I'll buy it off you. Because there was people that were willing to pay money for a pre-steep bottle of Over the Moon. And they would too. They would hit those comments right away. I'll buy it off you. I used to love to see it. It was funny, but it was cool. People love that liquid. It's a really good banana moon pie. Unknown shared this early in the week last week, I think, and I had to snag it. He got his Zombie Splatter R3 finally to match his Zombie Splatter tugboat. Now that is classic right there. A classic setup. R3 on a tugboat. Zombie Splatter, dude? Hell yeah. I love that. Gunny! Gunny rocking some, oh my god, it's blueberry. I don't know if it's in both, but he's got that Type 2. He took my suggestion, put the Sparrow drip tip on the Type 2. I know there's a lot of people that love the Just Try It drip tip, but they prefer the Just Try It drip tip for their burrow devices. But the Sparrow drip tip, I don't know, man. It just takes the Type 2 RTA, and it just takes the flavor up a notch on it. Grim Army Hexome, he's got the flip side and a purple R3. I love that drip tip. I really wanted a flip side for the longest time, and I still wouldn't mind one. I just don't need it. But I love that flip side, man. It's such a slick looking design. Cody, I believe. No. Was that Cody? I forget who posted that. Oh, that was Brian Enoch. Brian Enoch, my bad. Brian Enoch got 2 RTA for vapings, a black and a silver. Loving the look of the silver on the Dreamer. All stainless steel. And then a black one. I'm not sure what mod that is. Let's see. I stole this from the Bogan Discord. Shout out to the replay crew. Ben Mosdale from the Land of Oz. He's not always able to make the stream, but I know he often watches the replay. I loved this pairing. The Action Palmer's Tiffany painted Bonza Pro RDA on that really cool pink Centaurus, Lost Vape Centaurus. Looking good. Looking good. I was thinking about getting a Lost Vape Centaurus. I wasn't sure what color. Maybe like something a little more like pink or purple or something. They had like this sparkly rainbow color one. Just because I got this pink Blaze RDA and it like literally matches nothing that I own. But I love this combo. I love that. There's the burger. Paul Cole's burger. I had to snag a picture of it. Look at that fat burger, dude. You got everything on there, man. That's how you make a burger. Let's freaking go. That's making me so hungry. I'm thankful that I ate a nice, good-sized sandwich only a couple hours before the stream because that's got my mouth watering. And Cheryl sent this in last but not least. The Abida. Oxford Abida. Oxford Abida over here. On the Rebel. On the Rebel. And that's all. That's everything for the Destin hand checks tonight. Appreciate you guys allowing me to steal those from you, and Cheryl for sending yours in. Wanted to get it for my R3 for a squonk. I think I'm gonna get it. Hell yeah, dude. Kennedy, woo! Yeah. Kennedy's what's up. Yay, Hippo! Good to see you, brother. Cheers. I tried the great dip. I still think your Crunchberry is better. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest. I think even Kaz likes the JMW Crunchberry better. But the great dip is still a good, tasty liquid. And I think it's going to be on the next drop. Not only that, it helps support Grim. When you every bottle of great dip that gets bought helps support Grim. But I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Over the Moon is fire! Hell yeah, thanks, dude. Reload is working on a new RDA, are they? Has snakebite airflow? Looks promising. Dude, snakebite airflow is the bee's knees. Damn it, I didn't realize you snagged my zombie splatter setup. I did. I did snag it. I had to. You were so excited about it, and it's such a classic look, and it's so awesome, I had to take it. Sneaky, yeah. I'm looking around throughout the different Discords, usually the Discords. Sometimes I find some on Facebook. I'm looking for stuff to share. Haven't tried your juice yet, brother, but would love to. Over the Moon and Crunchberry sound really good. Where can I buy? Let me see. I'm going to put our Discord link in the chat. Or can somebody drop the Discord link in the chat? If you have a Discord, you can go join the Discord, and then you can go to the announcements section, the announcements channel in there, and then you'll find a link. If anybody has the link handy, so I don't have to open it up and do it. It was so good. We also have a thank you, Will. Thank you. If that works for you, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Go to the announcement section because I think the Memorial Day sale is still running. Great time. It just might be a few days before I can get orders out that come in today because there's so many in the queue already. Even if you don't order right away, because there's no rush, there is always the JMW new, all one word, capital letters. JMW new takes 20% off all first-time orders, even if there isn't any other sale running. That code's always good for the first time. Just so you don't feel like you're missing out if you don't order during Memorial Day. Crap. Hold on, guys. 1 second. I gotta mute myself here. All right. The kiddo. Yeah, I muted myself because my son called. He's missing one of his controllers for his Quest 3. He hasn't been able to find it for like, I don't know, 2 weeks now. He said they looked all over his mom's house and her grandmother's house, can't find it anywhere. Which sucks because he can't play his Quest 3 without it, but we'll figure it. I'm sure it'll turn up. It might even be here. Got 3 free bottles with the Memorial Day sale. Oh yeah, well, technically, yeah, because it's such a big percentage and you purchased so much. J. Logan definitely placed the largest order so far this weekend. I actually have to wait for more VG to come in to fill yours, buddy. At least I think. We'll see where we're at when we get there. You're welcome, Dead No Vapes. Yeah, I took a phone call. So yeah, one more thing that I'm rocking with. I know today's been mostly just talking and hanging out, but we are going to wick a couple things up. I don't have anything to like rebuild. It's just kind of what happens when quality coils last so long. But I am still rocking the GT4S. Let's see if the autofocus wants to cooperate with me today. Does it? No? Well, we'll make it focus. How about that? We're going to make it focus. Why isn't it changing? Oh, now, as soon as I did that, it started focusing. There we go. Woo, GT4S on the Shift Plus. Still a broken screen. Loaded up with some FDH. El Caribe. Yeah, it focused after the fact. El Caribe. Yeah, the screen's still broken on this. I still haven't sent it in yet. But it works because it's stuck at the exact wattage I run the tank at. Now, I'm not going to put the same liquid in it, but I definitely have been fiending for my dwarf. And I just recently dropped a brand new 3mm cherry bomb into the Dwarf DLFL. Also, that's on my other Shift Plus. The screen does turn on this one. We're going to wick that up. But we're also going to break out a squonk. And I think I want to start with the squonk because it's a special squonk. Lots of my squonks are special to me anyway. But this one is the one that I bought for myself for my 3rd or 4th year. No, my 4th year, my 4th sobriety anniversary. Every year to celebrate, I usually buy myself like a really nice brand new mod. Oftentimes I build my collection by finding steals, BST, secondhand, or making trades, things like that. Once in a while, obviously, I'll grab myself something new if I want it bad enough. But when it comes to celebrating another year clean and sober, I oftentimes will splurge for something brand new. This is the one that I got a few years ago. We'll show you the mod. It's a special squonk mod. I'll show it to you once we get the RDA built. It was a gift to myself. But what I have that I've been rocking on it is the Broken Ohm Ember Addy. This is the accelerant cap for the Ember. It's not the stock cap. I actually sold my stock cap because I didn't like it. The accelerant cap is the airflow that I prefer. It's got the look that I prefer. We're going to wick this up. It's already got a coil in it. We just got to wick it up. Get it set up in a squonk. and I'm thinking of trying another new FDH liquid that I have not tasted yet. In one of these setups. My next mechs will probably be Bogans. Yeah, see, I'm thinking about holding out until the Bonza Pro mech comes out. But there's also going to be a Patreon exclusive Sobom Your Dick Off Hexome coming out. But that could be a ways out from now. The Bonds, I have been wanting a new mech tube really bad. There's going to be a special edition black like hammer finish. Bonza Pro mech that's like black with like pink accents. Oh, it's going to look so sick, bro. And I think I might hold out for that. So I got plenty of squonks. I've got over 25 squonks in my collection. And that's just mech squonks. If you throw in MOSFETs and regulated, I probably got like 35 squonks. So let's get this out. We'll put this on the old guy because I want to glow it just to make sure everything is still glowing and functioning properly. Everything's still straight. I gotta clean out the deck with a Q-tip real quick from rinsing it. I don't know if I might have to fix some wonk. Let's bring this down so you can see. Oh, Pez made a post. Let's see. This is the deck for the Ember. I know a lot of people have pointed out that it has some similarities to the Dead Rabbit solo deck, but I feel this is much different than that as far as how the RDA functions, because there's so many different caps that allow you to not only accessorize but get the type of airflow that you desire for this RDA. I'm trying to remember what I'm trying to do here. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Let's blow this. Actually, that's a 0.24. I don't know. Is that straight? Is that straight? It's pretty straight. Maybe I'll kind of, just to be sure, just kind of tilt it back that way. Just a touch on that side. And I want to pull up on it just a tad, because I remember the last time I got this out, I accidentally, if you look at the inside here, it's got a very condensed chamber where the coil fits into. And then when I went to go spin it off one time accidentally, you see these little notches on the inside are how the cap locks into place on the outsides of the posts here. I lifted it up and I went to turn it, and it wonked my coil out of fucking whack. So I just got to make sure that it was still, or that it was kind of back in place. I'd like to get a couple series mechs that aren't stack tubes. They're all pretty expensive. Yeah, the series mech that I had that I loved, and I wish I still had it. The only reason I got rid of it was because I was afraid I was going to break it, because I had the clear acrylic version. The iced out one was the Vapors Cloud Saga. The Saga, if you can find a Saga Mini or the full-size 21700 Saga, one of the stainless steel or the metal ones, awesome series mech, dude. PBJ Cream and the Danny 3 on the capited. 0.06. Good. Let's go. That's some mind your business right there. There we go. 0.19. That should be like a 0.18, 0.19. Let's make sure this is still glowing evenly. Looks pretty good to me. Especially you gotta glow it, because I haven't used it in a while. This coil is a 3mm. That's what Jared, he spec'd this out to be a mech burrow coil for the Kinks line, but they never actually officially got added to the menu. And then literally like days later, after getting some of these sent, he started his own group and started pendulum coils. But that's I want to say that's a triple 28 gauge NI90. Let me see. I want to see, because I can never remember. Yeah, triple 28 gauge NI90. With 38 gauge NI80 on the outside. So there we go. That's what that is right there. I added a half a wrap to it because they initially had opposing leads. So perfect for a mech squonk. And let me just get some CONDONE. Hypered Bro just ordered the mech squonk, some puff wick, and an inch set of 2.5mm coils to try out. Hell yeah, dude. That's what's up. Let's see. Just need a little flippage of cotton. We'll leave that out. We probably could have. This is a 3mm coil, so we got our 3mm cotton, but I'm still going to pull a sliver off of each side because I think it's a little thick. For that should do it. That should do it. I probably could have done the whole unroll the whole thing. There's like a little speck of something in there I want to get out. There we go. Oh. There we go. Still the same as I was on day one. Every new mech I see, I want it. Oh yeah, bro. Bro, dude, there's so many mech squonks that I want. I wonder if this is still up here. No, it's not. I showed you guys these last week. I can't seem to figure. Oh, here we go. This is what I saw that distracted me earlier. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, this is what my squonk used to look like. That is my squonk when it was brand new. Hold on, guys, look at this. This is my squonk before Dan bought it. And then I bought it. Oh. You guys got to see this. Hold on. The one in the middle. The one in the middle is my squonk. Look at the color on it. I can tell because of the this right here. They didn't do too many buttons that had the square around it and this shape right here. If you go back and look, this is my post to my squonk right here. There it is, the same squonk. Look at how faded it is now. This squonk was made in 2017. It's almost 9 years old. Look at how faded it is now. Who was that? Who was the first owner of that? Hayden? Yeah. I can't believe it. That's how much color that squonk used to have. Now, there might be a little bit of editing, but it definitely used to be much more purple. Somebody posted a picture. Look at some of these, man. That's an old one. I can't find the picture that caught my attention earlier, but oh well. You guys get the idea. Yeah, it's still gorgeous. It's still gorgeous. All right. Love that green. Thank you. I used to be able to match a purple drip tip with it, but after the purple faded, I started matching like a fluorescent yellow tip with the center acrylic part. I've never seen that pop up before, though. That post is old, and it just randomly popped up for me. I thought when I opened the page, I was going to see the photo that I saw earlier. Let's see. Measure down to there. Bam. Measure down to there. Bam. So I'm just going to fluff this up. No need to really thin it out or anything. And I was thinking of trying that new FDH liquid. Well, it's not a new liquid. It's just one that I haven't tasted yet. But I also mixed up myself a fresh bottle of my citrus pomberry, which I really do enjoy in this RDA. Something about the way that the flavors just present in this RDA that maximize the profile for me. However, I feel like Memorial Day might be the perfect time to taste something new that I have. I've been pretty much tasting something new just about every week lately. Hey, Vaping Vic! What's up? Welcome! Hello, you bunch of cloud heads. Dude, welcome, welcome, guys. If you aren't subscribed to Vaping Vic, click on that man and give him a subscribe. Excellent, excellent content and reviews. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome to Wickin It Kickin It. Usually I see him comment on the replays. It's awesome you were able to make it live, man. Good to see you. We're just wicking up the Ember Addy, the Broken Ohm Ember Addy. Now this one just kind of gets wicked straight back. Wow. I know oftentimes RDAs like this, people want to like swing the wicks around here, but you can't because otherwise it'll block the airflow. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't advise it. Just kind of tuck it right into the side. Oh yeah, absolutely, Vic. Excellent reviews. He's one of the few that's still putting out content regularly. I enjoy watching his videos. They also do live streams. Live stream, I think it's Sunday morning. For the US, it's Sunday, and Cheryl is on that. It's called Vape Rendezvous with Six Pack Kid, Cheryl, and I forget who else. Great show. Good time. I always miss it because it's earlier in the day than I'm used to watching live streams. Carol might be able to confirm what time it is in US time. Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. There you go. All right. Can't get this little guy here. Tucked in. Brian and Doug. There we go. All right. So we probably should taste this. I got this guy out right here. The Miami Vibes. The FDH Strawberry Pina Colada. I just added some additive to it right before the stream. Strawberry Pina Colada. You know me, I love a good strawberry. But man, pineapple, little coconut, right up my alley. I feel like this is a perfect weekend, Memorial Day, to try this. And I've been sleeping on it for far too long. So let's give that a try. Also, Shrek comes on. Oh, awesome. We'll get this juiced up. I like pina colada, yeah. This is one I've been sleeping on. This one came in a Cas box a while back, and I just kind of been waiting for, you know, warmer weather. Let's turn the wattage up a little bit and really get this broken in a little bit there. There we go. Fix our straggler pieces there a bit. Easy guy to wick, but I'm very particular and like to take my time, if you guys haven't noticed. We're going to get our cap on there carefully. There we go. Preliminary 2. Oh yeah. We'll get that guy off of there. Now to show off this special guy. If you are willing to set an alarm on Sunday, we would love to welcome you as a guest on the show. Steve, oh my God, I would love to come on. All right, yeah, we'll have to get in touch, and we'll have to plan it. Like if it's something that's planned in advance, absolutely, I would love to come on. Thank you, Vic and Cheryl. I would love to. We can certainly discuss it. Do it. I'll reach out sometime this week once I'm caught up on orders after these next couple days of work I got, and I'll reach out. Now I'm distracted. Let's see. I wanted to pull this out a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. This is the Stratum Starwood Unique. And the reason why it's unique is because only 16 stabwood ones were made. Well, I'm sorry. I should clarify. The other ones are still wooden, but they're not like all like the swirly different color type of stabwoods. There's like one that's like a black wood and it has like a star pattern on it, and the other one is like just a plain brown wood. But only 16 of these were made, or 15 rather. This is number 6 of 15. Alex from Broken Ohm had number 4. It was like all nice reds and blues, but I believe he lost it in his fire that he had, unfortunately. I've never seen where the other 13 found homes. But this was one of the last ones, and I was lucky enough to snag it. Now, this has a recessed thing for 22 millimeter, and this is actually a 23 millimeter cap. But it works on this because of the way this cap fits on here. When I screw it all the way down, the deck will go into the recessed part, but it'll push the cap up a little bit, and it just kind of raises the cap. So it just kind of moves the cap so it pushes the airflow up a little bit. So you'll see if I take it back off, oops, you'll see that it pushed out just a little bit of the deck like that. Oops. But it works. Normally you would just put a 22 millimeter capped Addy on there and it'll all fit inside there. But this, it still seems to work even at 23 millimeter. So we're going to put that on there. Line that up nice and perfect. I need to get a Samsung 20S because mollicels sometimes can be a little thick, and the Samsung 20S slides in and out better. Sometimes I feel like I'm worried that the mollicels might get stuck. Let me make sure that this is the one that makes connection. No, see, some of them don't make connection. Hold on. Make sure. Maybe it's this one. Why is that? All right. Hold on a second. These guys might be dented. Come on. It's weird. I could have swore one of these batteries worked. All right, let me just find a battery. Thank you. This is finicky about batteries. I just gotta find one that. See what I mean? I'll find one though. One of my blue ones, I think, works best. Maybe this one should work. Got to. There we go. I knew one of my 20S's would do the trick there. Now this one has a very interesting squonk bottle. Now, there's been times where I've almost grabbed another Stratum squonk just to get an extra one of these freaking BFX bottles. These BFX bottles are super difficult to find. And it's not just the bottle itself. Come on, get out of there. It's this piece on the top. Now, these bottles were used by a couple different squonk mods, but different companies manufactured different tops for them. This one was manufactured specifically by OLC, Stratum OLC, to fit this mod. If you look up inside there, you'll see it's got this part right here with an O-ring around it, and this suctions right onto that O-ring. And I don't have extras. I love to have at least one extra because sometimes it's nice to have one bottle for fruits and one for desserts. But lately, I just said, you know what? I'm just only gonna put fruity liquids into this mod, and the straw connects there and goes down in. I might have overfilled it a tad. Let me screw that on there. All right, pop this guy back on in there. Line it up. I wish you could hear it. It has a very satisfying click when it clicks back on there. But there we go. The Ember Addy with the accelerant cap on the Stratum Starwood Unique. Oh, I love that side. I wonder if it's, there we go. Maybe we can get a little bit better. Nah, it's giving me a hard time today. There it is. Be purty. I literally only break this mod out maybe a handful of times a year. Today's one of those days. Let's vape it. Here we go. 13 cats at one time. Now I have none. Oh no. You guys talking about cats? A little orange asshole. An owl? Yeah. I love my cat. You say you miss having cats. I miss having a fur-free home. However, now that I have had my cat for 2.5 years, I don't think even though she terrorizes me, I don't think I'd know what to do without her. He's my best little buddy. All right, I'm gonna give this a squonk. Sometimes that first press, because I overfilled it, takes a little bit of extra time for that kickback to happen. But anyway, the first taste of the Miami vibes. Cheers. Happy Memorial Day. And here's to 7 years clean and sober. That's sweet. That's that FDH sweetness right there. I love the draw of the Ember Addy, dude. Like the Broken Addy, still one of my all-time favorite squonk addies. I mean, it's tough because it's right up there with the Haku Vena and the basic 1.1. But the Ember, there's something special about the draw from this accelerant cap that I love so much. But there's one thing that Alex really, really did, was a fantastic job of designing caps for everyone. Yeah, sure, like it was an extra cost sometimes to get the cap that you wanted, but I didn't mind supporting an independent modder, you know. This accelerant cap is just one of the most fantastic draws from a 22 millimeter RDA that I've ever experienced. Just the perfect amount of restriction. I would call it a restricted direct lung, but it's on the looser side of restricted direct lung. This liquid is spot on what it says it is. Strawberry pina colada. I feel like the strawberry hits very sweet, very prominent. It's the same strawberry note that I get from all their other strawberry desserts. So whatever strawberry that they're using, I feel like they are consistently using across the board. They might be backing it up with another strawberry, different strawberries in some of the liquids, but there's definitely a very specific strawberry flavor that they're using in most of their liquids. But it's immediately followed up by the pineapple and the coconut. The pineapple coconut balance, like definite 50-50. So it's hard to explain because if it was, it's 50-50, 50-50. You know what I mean? Because it's 50% strawberry, but then the other half of it is pineapple coconut. Nice blend of pineapple and coconut. I don't get like, you know how some coconuts you can get like that suntan lotion type of vibe from? I don't get that here. I don't get that here. I'm convinced though that the majority of retail mass market liquids, when they use coconut, if they're not using TFA coconut extra, which can give that that suntan lotion kind of vibe, I'm convinced that the majority of them use TFA coconut candy, and I feel like that's the flavor of coconut that I get from here, with a nice sweet part pineapple. But definitely a delicious sweet strawberry on the top note, followed by the pina colada. So you get like strawberry to begin, followed by the pina colada. Nice and summery. Tastes just like a freaking cocktail on the beach. Alcohol free, which is a plus, right? So a nice mocktail liquid to celebrate 7 years sober. Seems seems accurate. Seems accurate. I hear sugar gliders make really cool pets. What's that? Hedgehogs are cool? Ah, their bellies are soft like silk and their legs are like toothpicks. Oh wow. 2:49 a.m. here. Gotta hit the shower and get ready for work. Have fun, Cloudheads. Bip. Great to see you, brother. You have a great day. I'll be in touch sometime this week. We can schedule something. I appreciate it. Guys, make sure you go give Vaping Vic a follow. Yeah. That's delicious. It's sweet though. It's like there's a scale of sweetness. Grim, you might have heard him talk about the sweetness fence. He's always described it as the sweetness fence, and then there's certain liquids that go over that sweetness fence and cross into just hot sweetness. This is just like right before that line. I will say it's sweet enough to the point where like their Playland. Their Playland is so sweet. I love the liquid, so I just keep vaping it. But after maybe like a day and a half, 2 days, I gotta set it down because it's so sweet, and I gotta let my taste buds relax a little. I feel like this is that level of sweetness. However, that's good for like say people that are not so far removed from smoking cigarettes because you haven't regained your taste buds back yet, or certain types of like MTL or really restricted direct lung type of tanks or burrow devices. These types of liquids present really full and prominent in a setup like that. And UpDH knows their market. He knows like most of their customers tend to prefer sweeter liquids. I've definitely adjusted to vaping more of the FDH stuff over the past couple years. But while I could say this is an all-day vape, it's not an all-day, everyday vape for me, even though it really is delicious. I've been saving this one though. I'm glad I did for today. It was the right choice. Not exactly the best thing to pair with coffee, but I should have brought I should have grabbed a Gatorade or some water. I always forget to grab water. I ran out of bottled water. So I have to run a pitcher's worth of water through my my Brita pitcher. Take care, everyone. I have to go kick some boxes around the warehouse. Funky Monk, appreciate you, my dude. Enjoy the rest of your night. Also, I know he's usually listening in, but I'm like having this image back towards like the beginning of the stream of Ronnie saying hello, but I don't remember if I shouted out Ronnie. If I forgot you, brother, I'm sorry. I know you're usually here listening in. I don't know why that just popped in my brain. Like I feel like I saw his comment but didn't read it. Night all. Take care. Good night, dude. I am getting some crackle from this. Not like that super duper intense crackle, but just enough so when like you take a draw. Oh, no worries, bro. Yeah, it's all good. I just wanted to say what's up. Like when you take a draw, like you feel that little rumble. I think that's the most satisfying part of crackle. It's not necessarily the sound, that snappy, pop. Sometimes it is, but the feeling of that rumble when you take a draw from restricted direct lung, I love it. The damn cloud seeding in Ohio fucked up the pretty sky. Oh, fucked up the pretty sky. Dang. I gotta hit that later. Had a request to. Oh, that's not. Confirm. 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 Okay. All right. So one more thing I got lined up to get set up. Well, sometimes I try to set up like 2 or 3 things. I'm probably just gonna stick with the 2 today. I know I've kind of taken my time, but really just wanted to come on tonight, take a break, enjoy some time shooting the shit with chat. Get a couple things going for the week because everything that I had built or wicked last week, I broke them down either Saturday night and then the rest this morning. Because it was just time to switch things up. Here is the door. We are going to get this guy set up. We gotta try to pop this guy up. This thing on the top here can sometimes be a pain in the ass to pop off. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. Just recently installed this guy, 3mm cherry bomb. Hey, stolen! I didn't type tucked. Yeah, I know you meant fuck. They fucked up the pretty sky. 3mm cherry bomb. I just installed this guy, I don't know, maybe like a week or so before I got the GT4S, or 2 weeks before it. Come on, there we go. 3mm cherry bomb. Dual 3 millimeter airflow underneath it. You really kind of got to slam it down in order to prevent it from whistling. And this is my absolute favorite single coil RTA until I got that GT4S. Now we're kind of gonna have to start pitting them against each other. I mean, we don't have to. I have them set up completely differently. This one has a crackle coil in it. The other one has a staggered fuse Clapton in it. So they're being utilized in two completely different styles. I am stuffed. Ribs, potato salad, baked beans, broccoli pasta salad. Oh, that sounds so good, Neil. That's what's up, dude. That is what's up. Let's give this a glow just to make sure. 0.28. Just a little soft glow. That's all we need. That's all we need. Let's see. We'll get our 3 millimeter cotton out, but I'm gonna have to pull this one apart, kinda. Cut that piece a little longer. I got a bunch of 2.5 millimeter pieces of cotton already pre-cut, but I think they're a little too thin. A little too thin. As where this one's a little too thick, but we're gonna fix that. Those 2.5 millimeter are pre-cut for my flavor testing to go in my Elder Dragon. Just kind of want to spread this apart, and then we're going to roll it back up. We're going to pull a little bit off of it. But I kind of want the ends of my wicks to be a little more poofy, hopefully. Come on. There we go. Can we pull apart or not? Sometimes you gotta find the folds and they're stuck together in weird sections there. There we go. We'll pull off like this much here. Bam. Hopefully I didn't pull off too much. I don't think I did. Let's kind of get this rolled back up. No, I didn't pull too much off. I still want to pull just a touch more off there. There we go. That should do it. Still a thicker piece of cotton than someone like Tyler would use. Gentleman's Crackle Channel. We still should get some good crackle from this, but not really what it's all about sometimes. Although I do like this tank to crackle. Sometimes it'll start vaping more smooth like after like a day or so. And then I just rock with it because the flavor from it is so freaking fantastic. So we're going to hit this with the old back and forth here. Then we're going to lift this guy up. We're going to troll dowel it. I got to find this guy and line it up with the teeth right there. Hold on. There we go. I'm gonna hold that. There we go. It's in place. We're going to measure maybe a couple 2-3 millimeters above. Snip. Okay, it's a couple. It's maybe not a couple 2-3, but it's a couple. Let me put these away. These are getting in my way. Wow. This new phone I'm going to have to turn off that predictive text. Oh, yeah, dude, that sucks. So I'm going to try to... Let me pull this side back so they're even. Not really trying to thin this out. Maybe the ends. I just want to comb a touch. But I'm really trying to fluff it out more than anything. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I guess tonight's the 2-year anniversary of Wee Baby Seamus becoming a Twitch affiliate. That's awesome. Looks like he might be starting a little early tonight, but that's all good. So this is the tricky part. Let me get that corner off of there. All right. The tricky part is grabbing this and kind of flipping it. This is why I wish I had like an up above, like top down view so you guys could see this better. I kind of got to grab this and kind of flip it inwards. And then tuck this in here. But then kind of fan it out. Gosh darn. So it's like spread out evenly. And then kind of lift it up a bit more. Come in from that side, kind of try to make sure the ends are pushed down. And you want to lift it up just a touch because you want like the tiniest little bit of like light going in from like this edge right here where basically where the top of that meets the inside. You want like to be able to see the tiniest little bit of light coming through from when you're looking at it from the inside, which kind of gives you an idea that air is going to be able to escape from there and like it's going to be able to let juice in, but not too much, not too much. You actually don't even, you can actually plug it up all the way, but I find that leaving just that tiny little bit of space allows the liquid to flow that much better. That rebuildable has an afro. Now, flip this side in. It's tough sometimes flipping it in there. There we go. Now, I made myself a fresh bottle of my citrus pomberry, and I was tempted to see how it tasted in here. But at the same token, I don't really have like anything like creamy or desserty set up right now. I usually always run just our oh my god, it's blueberry in this tank. Like literally just oh my god, it's blueberry. But I was considering maybe trying the citrus pomberry. But I also haven't had any oh my god, it's raspberry in a while. I only got 30 mils of it, but I was thinking about busting that out. What do you guys think? Oh my god, it's raspberry? Citrus pomberry? Citrus pomberry is a blueberry pomegranate iced tea with undertones of grapefruit and blood orange. It's a little throaty when it's first mixed though, so I was thinking I might need to let that steep a couple days at least though. So I'm thinking, what do you think? Blueberry or raspberry? Oh my god, it's blueberry? Raspberry? I think that's a good call, Cheryl. Let's go raspberry. That should be perfect. I'm trying to lift that up a touch. Yep, just a little bit of light coming in. There we have it. Put the manual focus on that guy. See how there's just a little bit of light coming in? Like that. There we go. Time to rock and roll. All right. Juice it up. Shake it up. I put my cotton where it's dammed, that hole, then take my tweezers and open a hole in the cotton and it wicks good in my dwarf. Yeah. Everybody I think has like a little bit of different, like their own, like, you know, kind of method that works for them. I know, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, I can see that working good too. Like I pretty much like dam the hole and then I like just poke at it a touch towards the top just to make like a little sliver of an opening towards the top. Sometimes though I will have to open it back up and pull it up if I've left too much of a space, but this should work. The thing with the dwarf is that it always wicks fantastic as long as you have this hole dammed up and not way too stuffed with cotton. But sometimes it's a matter of me overthinking it to try to maintain the crackle. And I think allowing the liquid to flow in a little faster maintains that a bit. That's why sometimes I think crackle can be a little bit too much. I think it can sometimes cause people to overthink wicking things. But definitely in certain atomizers, I definitely overthink it. This is one of them. Because it really does wick very efficiently. Very efficient. Open the hole in the cotton through the wicking holes. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Okay. Huh. Like through here. You open a hole through here. I see what you mean. I'm just poking this back a little bit. Let's see. Was watching Tombstone yesterday, still stuck in my head. I'm ya, Huckleberry, yeah. Ah, the lights. There we go. That should do it. Just kind of want want to clean up the corners a little bit. Of course, I dumped too much liquid in there, so some's going to seep out through that hole because I went around the coil and went through the airflow. Might as well get it out now. Come on. This is the part, never forget. This even comes with a sticker that says never forget. If you don't put that spot on and then you screw your tank on, it will flood. This is bottom fill. And it's an awesome bottom fill because it's just completely wide open. You don't have to like try to squeeze it around the side of the barrel or anything. You can just dump it right in. A little bit more difficult with a 30 mil. That's good enough. Flip it. It's like an eighth of a turn. Maybe a quarter turn. Flip it back. Always automatically get bubbles. I missed it. There we go. You might. There you go. See them? Bubble. Bubble. Now we spin that off of there. Check our battery on this guy. Come on, turn on. We check the battery on the Shift Plus here. This needs a fresh battery. Oh. Fresh battery. Spin it on. I'm too close. You guys can't see what the heck I'm doing, huh? There we go. And this one always lines up. The airflow is like perfectly right there in the corner. Come on, turn on. Let's go. 34 watts. Let's come up top and vape this sucker. We might move the wattage up a little bit. I have never tried the oh my god, it's raspberry in here. Always just the blueberry. Let me get this little cloth real quick. I just kind of smudged liquid on the lens there. Cheers, guys. Let's freaking go. Just super dense, top notey flavor, but you still get like all the undertones. The oh my god, it's raspberry has such a in your face top note raspberry. Like it's a punch in the face. But then it still gets like some of those same undertones as the oh my god, it's blueberry. It's like a butter rum custard base. But the raspberry presents. I only get crackle when I don't try. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, that sometimes happens too. That sometimes happens too. Let me wipe this off. This mod has definitely been through a lot more than the black one. Although, see these tabs on here? I didn't break them off on this side, on this one, but I did on this one. I broke the tabs off in the corners. But this one has over 80,000 hits. I don't know how much this one is. But that charcoal color looks super cool and clean when you first get it. But then the more you use it, it starts to wear and get more personality. Starts to look a little dingy, but still, I don't mind it. Like just such nice, dense, saturated hits from the dwarf. Mm. 34 watts is actually probably pretty perfect. And as it breaks in, the density and the saturation kicks in even more with this tank, man. Fucking love the dwarf DLFL. I love taking those long, super long draws off of it. Now, it does have other airflow inserts too, where you can condense it down a little bit more. This is the dual 3mm. There's a dual 2.5, dual 2mm, a single 3mm that I have. And then there's even tighter ones that you can get. But I like the most open one for this tank. Oh man, it's been a long time since I've had raspberry. The last time I was vaping the Oh My God It's Raspberry, I was vaping it in the Diplomat, I think. And it's good. And I mean, this holds 6 milliliters worth of liquid. I chugged through it 6 milliliters at a time. I chugged through it whenever I set this tank up. Why I usually do the blueberry, because I make much larger batches of blueberry, you know? So I usually can just dump it in with a big old bottle. But yeah, that's tasty. I'm kind of curious. Now, these are two completely different types of liquid profiles, but I kind of want to test the draw. Now that's an SFC coil, so it's going to be smooth. There isn't going to be crackle, but such a different experience how I set these two tanks up differently. I want to get a curvy drip tip for the GT4S. I want to get one of these, but in black. Although I will say the stock drip tip is it's nice, it's comfortable. So 2 RTA side by side set up in rotation now. And this one definitely goes much better with coffee. That custard base on the exhale goes real nice with a cuppa. Love blueberry. I'm so glad you like it. It's probably, as far as like liquids on our menu, it's easily the liquid that I vape the most of. Paul says I can get crackle fine with single coil, but I don't vape single coil. Yeah, right? Yeah. I think single coil is, I don't know. Yeah, I get crackly dual coil setups, but like typically I'm not trying. I just want that quick, well, depending on the amount of airflow, I just want that quick ramp up, that nice warm, rip off of a dual coil. I only have 2 single coil rebuildables, the Dead Rabbit Solo RDA and the Blaze Solo RTA. I have some burrows but never use them. Yeah, burrows are like, meh. There's a reason why I only use the Voltrove and I literally re-wick it like once a month. Maybe once every 3 weeks at the very least. But Neil says I have the 22 millimeter FL and the 24 millimeter. The 22 millimeter is good MTL if you're into MTL. Yeah. MTL is just something I've never really gotten into. I don't know. I don't know. I was messing around with this pod just to try to practice like an MTL draw. It's just not my thing. Plus this pod's burnt out. I don't know. Just the whole, just like not inhaling direct lung seems unnatural to me. Especially because I like them long draws. Unless it's like a dual coil setup. But yeah, that was it for tonight, guys. I know the wee baby Seamus, I believe live on Twitch. He usually doesn't start until 9:30, but props for him for getting started early tonight. That's what's up. The Wicked Alpha is the only burrow I find that gives good flavor. Okay. Yeah, see, I found one that I liked, and I just stuck with it. I've tried a couple here and there. They were okay. Like the Odd Job, I really liked, but I found that it was a pain in the ass to wick consistently. Although I got fantastic flavor from it when I could get it right. I like the Taurin burrow because of how much airflow it takes in, because it has airflow on both sides coming in. The early bird, the Sarin, that's what it was called, right? I was really enjoying the Sarin, and I will say I was pretty impressed by the Sarin being a top airflow like burrow bridge RBA thingy. The wicking wasn't terribly difficult, but I found that I was getting more saturation from each draw. Once it got to like the tank got to about halfway down and below. When the tank was full, I wasn't getting as much saturation, but once it got about halfway, super nice, delicious, saturated hits. I don't know why. Just stuck with what works, yeah. Like I said, I picked up a few as I found like really super good like steals on them secondhand. I never bought a single RBA brand new. Always secondhand. And the Voltrove is it's the one that fit my style the most. This one probably needs to be re-wicked. But yeah, so that's the lineup for the week is the 2 side-by-sides, the billet box, and the special squonk. That's what we're rocking with for the week. Definitely got to get this one in for repair, but I just keep putting it off because it works. I'll get around to it someday. But yeah, here's the lineup for the week. These are what I'll be reaching for over the next couple days while I crank out 14 orders that are left in the queue. Yeah, the billet box, hands down. I've only tried a couple different burrow mods, the billet box, it's just classic. I love it. The aluminum body is super durable. I always break the corners on these cheap panels, but I have to have the panel with the front airflow to maximize the airflow on the Voltrove. I have a Cthulhu also. I like my Cthulhu. It's a little bit smaller, but it's also aluminum. And I have the what's the darn thing called? The Damn Vape Xeon. The Damn Vape Xeon's was a pretty cool one. It works perfectly for the Tauren because it has open windows on both sides, so you can get the airflow from both sides of that RVA. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming and spending some of your Memorial Day with me. Thank you for celebrating 7 years clean and sober with me. My official clean date is Wednesday, but what a better time to celebrate than with all your friends during the stream when everybody shows up and chat. And this has been a great time. Like I said it several times, I have all of you to thank for helping me along the way. So celebrating it here with you guys, it just makes sense. That's gonna do it for Wickin It and Kickin It tonight. Next week, I do want to try to have the new camera set up. I don't know if I'm gonna completely understand it yet, but I want to try to at least have it set up. And I guess maybe we'll play around with it together. Some things kind of factor into that. Obviously, I am super slammed with orders, and I still have, I think I got about the same amount of flavors to beta test for Wonder Flavors left as I do orders to fill. I've got 14 out of 39 flavors left to test. And then I got to get those notes written up and into Frank ASAP. So that way, the Wonder Flavors 2026 flavor release can come out on time. Let's see. New camera, Steve's OnlyFans, yeah. Oh, you also have the Cthulhu and have the Boxer Burrow. Okay, yeah, the Boxer Burrow is a cool looking device. Now you're all set to go and just mow down those orders, yeah. Yeah, and I already ate before the stream too. So I really just got to clean up my space a little bit and get cranking. I got all my prep done, pretty much, all the labels printed. A few sheets of those left to cut, and then it's just going to be just mixing, get as many out as I can over the next couple days, and hopefully the VG shipment gets here sooner than later, because I'm definitely gonna run out at some point. Appreciate you guys. Be sure, if you want more fun, positive vibes and vaping content, head on over to Twitch and check out the wee baby Seamus for the dopamine dump. He's probably already rocking and rolling over there. I'm gonna at least pop in to say what's up. Congratulate him on 2 years as being the Twitch affiliate, and it might be time to renew my Prime subscription with him too. So love you guys. Hope everybody has a fantastic week. Again, happy Memorial Day. Thoughts and prayers one last time for all of our fallen service members. I will see you guys when I see you. Not going to be hanging out tonight, but anybody feel free to use the JMW Discord to hang out in at any time if you ever want to. It's there. That's what it's there for. But yeah, that's going to do it. We're going to go out on this one. Make sure to drop any last goodbyes, words of wisdom, hashtags in the chat. I like to throw them up on screen. Thank you, as always, for Wickin It and Kickin It with me. We are JMW.